Got to listen to the smart people, Ryan. I'm not necessarily referring to myself.
Oh,
but
I know.
you got to listen to the smart people. When smart people who know their stuff tell you things, you got to listen, man. And I didn't want to listen to Jack Duffin. I didn't want to listen to Jack. I didn't think they were going to restructure Watson. I was like, nope. They've gone this far. And what did Jack say? August. And by the skin of their teeth, they get it done with Deshaun Watson. Couple of big quarterback news things this morning. If you're just finding out, the Browns also released Tyler Huntley this morning. Deontay Foreman back to the 53-man roster. So we'll get to that.
Is that already official?
Jordan Schultz. Browns are signing Deontay Foreman back to the 53-man roster. So
didn't see that coming.
Yeah, I know, right? Shocking. Right. Woo. There were people that didn't think Siaki Ika was going to get cut, but whatever. And the Browns had these roster moves to be played. They got that going on. The big news for today is certainly the Watson restructure. And I want to reset kind of where I was at. I still think it's like a debate about his future here and all that. But Jack, who knows his stuff, he's very smart. He's going to join us next week. He kept saying, man, they were going to do it. It's the smart thing to do. It's like taking out an interest-free loan on your own salary cap. They can spread that money around. Is there now a move in the works? Are we sure Brandon Ayuk trade is dead?
Yes.
I saw Trent Williams on Twitter this morning from some people. Maybe that's it. What are you going to do with 4 tackles? You're going to rotate all those guys in? I don't necessarily know if it's for a move. It's the right thing to keep your flexibility for the future. And I think the one thing that's overarching about the Watson deal that I have to remind myself is you have to pay him this money. There is no getting out of this money. So if you've got to pay him it, why not do it where it hurts you less in the future, right? And that's maybe where the Browns' mindset is at. Is this truly a reflection of their commitment to him beyond this season? We got all that to discuss. Again, Noah's going to join us at 9:30. We'll get his thoughts on that. Guards! Just when I was out. Not really. I mean, they pull me back into a point. I don't know if yesterday was a season-saving win, but they still got it done. Off today. We got college football tonight. We'll get our wagers on that. Get you geared up going for the weekend. We'll get to Time Hop. We'll get to the grid. We'll get to the morning update and the breakout player for the Browns this season. We got it all for you right here on Big Play. Welcome to the show, everybody. I am Matt Fontana. He is Ryan Tyler. They just started the Blue Angels. Look at that guy. He's sitting on his phone in a Blue Angel, just hanging out. I hope he's a pilot. We could walk out onto the tarmac. And like,
It's me and GTA.
You know, I did a lot of Flight Simulator when I was. Blue Angels are here. So if you hear them, I literally, they're firing that one up. Guy just gave a wave. How's it going? Hey. Does he see me? He is Lieutenant Connor O'Donnell. At least he's sitting in Lieutenant O'Donnell's seat. I don't know if that's actually him. But you might hear it at Burke. We're here at Burke. All the Blue Angels are here gearing up for one of the best weekends here over the summer, and we got a lot to talk about. I just want to see one take off, man. They were doing some practice laps earlier. That is just insane to me. Of like all the things that man has created, and all like the fact you have something that fast, it could go just just turn. I think we've all seen Top Gun, we know, but there it is, man. Can't you not see one and just go, America? Hell yeah. Every time you see one, you're just like, yeah, there it is. I think every kid liked planes growing up, right? Dinosaurs, planes.
I wasn't really into planes.
Really?
No.
Really?
No.
I guess you're too young for Top Gun.
I was cool.
There it is. Yeah, man, they're warming up. They're about ready to roll out. All right, what a day we got going on. So we start with the Watson restructure, and the news comes out this morning. It's been confirmed now. The Browns have restructured Deshaun Watson's contract. So the numbers are this. They converted $44.8 million of his base salary this season to a signing bonus and created about almost $36 million in cap space. The Browns now have $62 million in cap space this season for what? You know, and I think that's where my hang-up was always with Watson, okay? You were in an all right position this year. You had some cap space, but you could pay him that money now. And I saw this from Anthony Reinhardt this morning, too. You have to pay him the money. So here are your two options that you have when it comes to Deshaun Watson, okay? Option A, you pay him $10 million this season and you have $172 left, or you pay him $46 now and you have $136 left in the future. They are pretty much identical, right? And what I need to remind myself is this money is on your books you're not getting out of it, right? Now, what I thought was instead of adding the more void years and having more of a tie to Watson, you take a bite out of it now and then you don't have so much left. What the flip has to be for me, they have to pay him no matter what. So why not where I'm going to try to equate this the best way. You know how I go with money and numbers. $1 now is actually worth 85 cents in a couple of years, because as the salary cap continues to go up, you still have to pay that money, but it's not as big of a percentage on your cap. And they can keep spreading that around and getting their guys their contracts. And it goes back to Andrew Berry and just how freaking good he is at managing the cap. Yeah, he missed on Siaki Ika. Yeah, he's missed on a couple of picks. Okay, fine. His work with the cap, or at least the people that he has working with him on the cap, is unparalleled. Where you have, I'm going to call it a hindrance at this moment, this hindrance of this deal, you still got Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah his money. You still got Denzel Ward. I mean, an idea here, and I'm just going to throw this out now, is this a Myles Garrett deal coming? Because we know he needs a new deal coming up. Now, he's got multiple years left on his contract, but we know he is severely underpaid. Can I send that tweet real quick?
If you feel like it.
No, sir. I shouldn't do that in the middle of the show. I'm derailing the show for a tweet.
Have some etiquette, dude.
Have some freaking broadcasting etiquette. By the way, did you see McAfee going off at the ESPN panel?
No, I did not.
Yeah.
About what?
So, you know how McAfee's got a bunch, the old saying I was told, if everybody likes you, you're probably doing something wrong. But he's got a lot of detractors out there. They have an ESPN media day, and he was up there, and people were grilling him about broadcast ethics and journalism integrity and all that kind of stuff. And he was getting pissy. He called out awful announcing. He went after Andrew Marchand, formerly of the New York Post. He called him rats. He's called all the, that Norby guy got fired. So he was up there just, I don't want to say bitching, but he was up there like, we break news. And they're like, yeah, but you're also giving Aaron Rodgers a platform unchecked. There's just some of that stuff that people don't like about McAfee. But anyway, talk about journalistic integrity. I should have some etiquette here on this damn show. So they restructure Watson's deal. And I think the instant is, what are you going to do with that money now? Right? You have all this cap space. And I get it. Browns fans are like, well, wait a minute. Could we make a trade? Could we go get somebody? You can roll that money over. And again, rolling that money over, like I talked about, with the money with Watson, $1 now might be 85 cents on the cap in the future, but that dollar is still $1 in the future. You know what I'm saying? Like if you roll over 56 or whatever, 60 odd some $million, you roll that over next year, that's still 60 million on the cap next year. And if you roll it over again, that's still 60 for the future. Knowing the cap's going to keep going up, they're buying themselves more space in the future.
Right.
So then that comes back to the tie with Deshaun Watson. Because I was of the mindset, which is wrong, and I'll tell you that, the restructure ties you to Deshaun Watson further into the future. And I guess it does not. Because if you cut him, you still have to pay him all this money. And if they did, they would say, well, we'd rather have that money in the future to have more space to be able to not have such a hindrance to the team. The question is, and you and I were talking about this morning, do you think the Browns plan on Deshaun Watson being their quarterback for the next 3 years? And the answer is probably they don't know. I don't know. You don't know. We need to see him play. The question is, do you think he's going to be your starting quarterback in 2026? Post that this morning. Do you think Deshaun Watson, not next year, no, not next year, in the year 2026, do you think Deshaun Watson is your week 1 starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns? And the thing is, I know everybody wants to answer that question. I don't know. And I'm not going to allow you to put that in the question this morning, right? You have got to pick yes or no. That's it. You have got to be leaning one way or the other. It's that simple. Yes or no? I know the answer, truthfully, is we don't know yet. But you got to be leaning one way, and that's what I want you to vote on this morning at Matt Fontana Show. Drop us a file there if you can. Had our great giveaway yesterday. Have we contacted our winner? Are they in?
Yes.
Good. Nice. We'll see you there on Saturday. You can still get your foursome, bigplay.com. We have foursomes available. You want to come out and golf with us on Saturday at Little Mountain? Do it. Bigplay.com. Ryan, cast your vote.
No.
What do you mean?
No, like my answer is no.
Oh, your answer is no. I thought you said you were abstaining from the question.
No. My answer is no. He will not be.
I don't think he is going to. I voted no, too. And, why? That's what I've seen. Oh, he's 5-1 in the game. Okay, yeah, fine. I don't know. It's just, honestly, it goes back to so much of what Warren Sharp was talking about with us. It's just the fit here doesn't seem to be it. With what Stefanski wants to run to what Deshaun Watson likes, they're in with Kevin Stefanski. We asked that question about Kevin Stefanski. That's 10,000% yes. He's your coach in week 1 of 2026. I can't say the same about Deshaun Watson. And if they sit there and realize that this is just not the right fit,
yeah,
maybe he even does play well.
I wonder when they made that deal, if their thought process was, I understand that Kevin Stefanski made his living, right, in 12 personnel, right, when he was on with the Vikings, and their offense, like Warren said, was number 1 in efficiency, right? Did they think that he could either mesh with Deshaun's preference style, or did they just think like, oh, we'll make Deshaun convert to Kevin's offense?
I think it's more of, you got to make this move because it's in front of you, and we'll deal with everything else later. And what you're going to do is put it on a really good head coach and a really smart head coach, and you're going to put a little of that on Deshaun Watson to change a little bit. Now, they've more asked Kevin Stefanski to change, I think, but it was a mixing of the two. This deal presented itself. You had to get him away from Atlanta. Don't forget all that when that was going on. You had to get him to come to Cleveland. He did. You make that move, and then you say, well, we'll deal with everything else later. We'll figure out the offense once he gets here. And in 2 years, you've not been able to. That's why this year is so vitally important. But with the restructure, when you went in on this deal, that was always going to be the thing. That was always going to be maintaining the flexibility and working the cap and all that other kind of stuff. Yeah. And that just seems to be how this has played out to this point. So we shouldn't be shocked by this. I thought they had the space. It wasn't a hindrance to them this season. And again, Andrew Berry knows more than I do, so I have to trust him on this.
To my understanding of reading through Jack's articles, and obviously I will never understand the
That's
cap
why Jack's the best.
Like
That's
those guys
so
do,
damn good.
Is the only reason you wouldn't restructure Deshaun Watson's deal was if you wanted to get out of the deal, right? But the only way you would be able to do that is if somebody would trade for him and pick up the 2 years, $96 million, which no team in the NFL in their right mind is doing that.
Yeah, and I also think it's just about, again, the percentage. I saw this from Sam Penix this morning as well. He's over at the OBR as well. And he goes off of what Jack said. All the money is guaranteed. It just takes up a smaller percentage of the cap in future years.
Right.
There was another. Hang on. Let me scroll down here. I got a lot. Tyler Huntley released. Well, again, we'll talk about that in a little bit. Especially with Noah, who we all said they were not trading Jameis Winston. I don't think they were getting rid of DTR. They held out for a couple of days to see if a trade would come. They didn't. Now, the other thing, quick on Tyler Huntley, while I find this tweet about Watson, Huntley is not subjected to waivers, so he can just pull the Deontay Foreman. He's a free agent now. He probably will wait to see if anybody comes calling for the 53, and if they don't, they'll just put him on the practice squad. There's your practice squad quarterback, and you get Deontay Foreman back. They needed Foreman a lot more than they needed Tyler Huntley for a couple of weeks against the Dallas Cowboys. Back to the Watson thing. Oh, my God. So many tweets. So many tweets. There's our show. Hey, hi. How's it going? Hang on. Here we go. There's my show again. This better be a damn good tweet, right? For me to go this far off and find it. Yeah, we talked about option A, option B. Keep going. Scrolling. Hey, Jacoby Brissett's the starter. Congratulations to him. Mm-hmm. What was the more sham quarterback battle, him and Drake May or the Steelers?
The sham?
Which do you think was like the bigger waste of time? Was Russell Wilson versus Justin Fields or Jacoby Brissett versus Drake May?
Probably Jacoby Brissett.
Really? Because I think it was the Steelers one.
Well,
I think they were always starting Russell Wilson. They were both
I don't
shams.
think that's true.
They were both
I don't think that's
shams.
true. I think they would have considered starting Justin Fields.
Yeah. Kyle Krabs, so I follow, he does a lot of draft work. He says, knowing how the Browns operate their cap, I don't believe this restructure is a sign of anything imminent.
No, it's not.
As far as the move. I agree with you. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Now I'm too far down this rabbit hole. I damn well better find
anytime
this
they make a move,
tweet.
it's Andrew Berry with laser eyes. Which I get it's fun, but it's like
no, that's exactly it. Yeah, that's exactly it. I might not be able to find this tweet. The whole thing, oh my God. I wasted this whole couple of minutes here to find a tweet. Now I can't find it.
About what?
It was about Watson's restructure.
From Jack? Or
what? No. It was from somebody else. And guaranteed money, we know. Oh my God. It was something about somebody was of my mindset that they were like, oh, this isn't good, right? This is like, this. All right, I'm just going to recap the tweet that I can find. The whole point of it was this does not lock the Browns into Watson any more than he already was. And I know you want to look at the money and say you got to pay him and when you pay him and all that. But the whole point was it was another cap person. It wasn't Jack. It was somebody else. But their point was this does nothing to change the Browns in with Deshaun Watson. You know what I'm saying? This is not a step of them sitting there saying, well, we're actually taking a step back. This has nothing to do with it. It's like the exact opposite of what I was thinking, where if you restructure, that ties him here longer, and that's not the case at all.
No, I don't think it has anything to do with Deshaun himself, right? It's a Browns making a move for their future for next year and the year after that, right?
Right, exactly.
It's not indicative of anything really towards Deshaun and his future with the Browns.
Yeah. This raises Watson's salary cap numbers in 25 and 26 to $73 million. They're just going to restructure it again then and just keep doing it over and over and over again, and just to try to save themselves $1 now. Right?
Wow,
one in the hand is worth two in the bush.
Over 100 votes already. We're dead 50-50.
Really? Wow. Now I'm just going to be distracted trying to find this. I can't even remember. It was somebody that like retweeted it, and I can't remember who it was. No, that wasn't it. No, I can't find it. I'm not going to be able to find it. Anyway, so they restructured the deal, and we're here now with the Browns, and you got to go in all in this season. So the Huntley move, we knew they were not getting rid of Jameis Winston. They like him on the leadership side of things. And I had people talking about, too, the comfortability with Deshaun Watson, right? And we've discussed it on the show. He's not Joe Flacco. If Joe Flacco was here, there would be an imminent threat of wanting him to play. But it's also interesting that don't you still get that vibe from some Browns fans, not all Browns fans, but some that still feel like they want Winston to play, or like we've seen snarky tweets of people that go, oh man, by October, we're going to be asking for Jameis Winston to play. And it's like, I get that Winston is more the comfortability for the team, and the backup quarterback is usually the most popular guy in this town. I don't think it actually changes that much with Jameis Winston. Like, there's still going to be some fans calling for Winston to play if Watson struggles.
Oh, there's people that are Browns fans that would rather see Deshaun Watson struggle than the Browns succeed. It's people
right, because they'd rather be right.
A hatred for Deshaun
Watson. Exactly. Because they'd rather be right. Yeah. Which is sad, because I'd rather watch my team be successful. I'm right. I'm wrong a lot of times. I don't mind being wrong, but it's like they would rather be right on what they want for the Browns. And I get, we all want the pie in the sky. A lot of people wanted Baker to be the guy, whatever. You fall in love with players, you dislike other players, but you want the team to succeed, and that's what's going to have to happen. All right, I want to head over to ESPN this morning, and they ran through their potential surprises for all 32 NFL teams. And it's like it doesn't have to be a player. Like the surprise for the Dallas Cowboys is Dak gets his deal done, you know? The Eagles, don't be surprised if Devontae Smith is their leading receiver, like things like that. So I wanted to see what they had for the Cleveland Browns. And it is receiver related. And this is from, I want to make sure that this is, I think it's Dan Graziano who wrote this up. He wouldn't be surprised if Jerry Jeudy is the leading receiver for the Browns this season.
Not going to happen. But
and what Graziano writes, while I freely admit Amari Cooper and David Njoku are more likely candidates for leading the Browns in receptions, not yards, not touchdowns, but receptions. He says, I wouldn't overlook Jeudy, the former first-round pick. We know we got him this offseason. He was a disappointment in Denver, just catching 54 passes last season, and he's never had more than 67 in his 4 years there in Denver. But he's only 25 years old. He's a very good option route runner, and as Cleveland evolves its offense this season under Ken Dorsey, the team plans to implement more choice option routes and sees Jerry Jeudy as a key to that. If he can stay healthy, which is a big if, Jeudy can end up catching a lot more intermediate and short passes from Deshaun Watson and becoming their leading receiver when it comes to receptions. What, could he have 80 catches for 600 yards? You know what I mean? Like really low yardage, but have the receptions there. I mean, I could see it. The other thing I thought about is, what does David Njoku and Amari Cooper and really, frankly, Jerry Jeudy all have in common? They've all had to miss some time. They've all battled injuries. I mean, find me a football player that has not battled injuries, but you've had Cooper have to fight through some things. You have Njoku had to fight through some things. Amari Cooper is still very clearly your number one receiver, but I am interested to see what fit they have for Jerry Jeudy. Is he just your over-the-middle kind of guy? Here's the thing. I think your field stretcher might actually be David Njoku. You have Elijah Moore. Cooper certainly can stretch the field. Didn't he have like some of the most air yards last year, or ball in the air when he's getting downfield and things like that? I wonder if Judy's just going to be your middle kind of safety valve type of thing, and he could rack up a lot of catches. Be good for a PPR league. Might be good there for a PPR league for your fantasy. I got 3 drafts this weekend. I'm loaded with drafts this weekend. How'd your draft go?
It went really well. I actually
You're all worried about it.
I'm a big fan of my team.
Who isn't after their draft?
Give me a second. Okay. I'm going to get this picture uploaded, and maybe
you're going to screenshot your team.
Well,
I want to see your team.
I was going to pull up the whole board. You just want my team?
Just give me your team. Just read me off your team.
Okay, 1 second.
All right. Who doesn't get done with their fantasy drafts and go, man, my team's really good. I'm winning the championship this year. Nobody's going to be.
I am projected to finish first. So.
Because those projections are
I will
right
say,
out.
though, our league is interesting, right? Which I don't understand why more leagues don't do this. We can trade our draft picks.
But you're not in a dynasty league.
No. Like, it's redraft. So, for instance, like, I drafted out of the 2 slot, but I was if I wanted to, I could trade my 5th and 6th pick for some other dude's 5th and 6th pick, right?
See, I would never trade picks in a redraft.
Why?
Because unless I'm going way up in the draft, but like then you're just top heavy. I'm in dynasty leagues and I trade picks in there.
If I made draft day trades, right? So if a player was slipping and I'm like, I want to trade up to go get this guy,
but then you don't have him for next year.
Yeah,
and you could lose a draft pick where you could draft that guy again next year.
We're not trading future draft picks. We're trading draft picks for just this year.
Yeah.
We're not trading like next year's or.
I got what you're saying.
This year.
I thought you were talking about you could trade future picks.
No.
Well, that makes a little more sense.
Right, which I don't know why more leagues don't do that. Because you're boxed into certain
your
players.
Guy Ladd was falling, and you go, I'm going to give up my 11th and 7th round picks.
As much as I like Ladd, I'm a smart drafter, right?
What do you mean smart drafter? I drafted Ladd in 2 of my leagues already. I love him.
That's fine, but I wasn't in a position to get him.
Fair enough.
And the way here's my team.
Mm-hmm.
Jalen Hurts.
Okay.
Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
CeeDee Lamb went 1. I was 2. I got McCaffrey.
Okay.
Now here's my only weak spot, right? Jerome Ford and Chase Evans are my RB2 until Nick Chubb gets back.
Okay. All right. Okay.
My receivers, Drake London, Cooper.
PPR league?
Yes. Drake London, Cooper Kupp, George Kittle.
I think a big year for Cooper Kupp coming up, by the way. I like that.
George Kittle, who I got a good value on.
Uh-huh.
Tank Dell, Chris Godwin.
That's not bad.
Texans defense, and Jason Sanders. On my bench, like I said, Chase Brown.
Okay.
I got Chubb in my IR.
Yeah.
Romeo Dobbs, Adonai Mitchell, Josh Downs. So I'll have the Colts receiver 2.
Okay.
I got 2 as my backup, and then I got Jordan Mason, who's now CMC's handcuff.
Yeah, and I think Tank Dell, I mean, it's tough with Stephon Diggs and Nico Collins, but I like that. We got some drafts. We got to get a fan. Oh, you know what? I reached out to Warren's guy. We got to get Rich on next week to do some fantasy, but that's where we're at with the Browns. I do want to talk some Guardians for a second because we got no Weiskopf coming up in just 5 minutes to talk about the Browns roster moves and, of course, the restructure of Deshaun Watson. I sent the tweet that I felt like yesterday's win for the Guardians was like almost a season saver. And in a microcosm of that game, it's they didn't give up. And that's kind of where I'm like, I'm this teeter of this team. And again, we know they're making the playoffs. It's going to suck if we have to go for the wild card. But in a game where they had every excuse to roll over and die, they didn't. So I hope that they can grab some of that momentum back, go to Pittsburgh, get some wins against the Pirates. You know, and today was the off day. And the nice thing about them going to Pittsburgh, I'm assuming they're flying out to Pittsburgh today. I hope Vogt let those guys go out last night. Don't go to Pittsburgh. Stay here in Cleveland and let them get out for a night. Or let them do whatever they want to do, right? Like just to get, hey, you got to win, feel good, enjoy your evening, go get dinner, get a couple of drinks. We'll get on the plane tomorrow, and we'll get to Pittsburgh. That's what this team needs right now. That's what they needed to kind of get out of this. Now, are they still in a dogfight the rest of the way? Absolutely. You look at their strength of schedule versus the Royals' strength of schedule. You have the Royals again next week for a pivotal series out there in Kansas City. That win yesterday, I'm grabbing onto it because I have no other option than to do it. So grab on and say they showed up. They didn't roll over and die. They found a way to get a win. You got some that little bloop hit from Naylor that you
3
needed.
hits for him.
Quan, all of it. You got a little bit from everybody, and you were able to scrap out a win. So I hope that they can just capture some of that and get back in. Okay, so I thought about this.
Mm-hmm.
We have not, since April, I think April 20th is the date. That was the last time that, or since then, we have had sole possession of first place in the Central. Then the Royals tied us, and we took it back yesterday. Do you think that we will hold it the rest of the way out?
No.
We asked that question a couple of weeks ago.
And I said no.
I know.
And I'm
so
still
you
saying
think
no.
they're going to, you think the fight is going to be on, per se,
Yeah.
of where we're at?
Yep, I do.
Sure. And that's the thing. I mean, it's going to be really hard down the stretch. Now, the other thing is the Twins are fading, man. Woo! 2-8 in their last 10, and they're on a 4-game losing streak. We starting a scoreboard watch?
You have to.
Royals tonight. Astros. I never will ever root for the Houston Astros, except for right now. Except for now. Should we do a little Astros bet tonight?
No.
No, you don't like putting the Maloik on it?
No, I'm not betting that.
Come on, we need that. Where are the Twins at this weekend? They got the Blue Jays. They start tomorrow. Twins are fading, man. Twins are fading. Go get them on the Astros there with the Royals. And again, it's that win yesterday kind of put some wind in my sails a little bit about where the Guardians are at. And it's going to come back to Quan. I'm telling you, man, Quan and Naylor. You're going to go as far as you think you're going to go. Outside of pitching, I'm talking about hitting. You're going to go where Quan and Naylor take you. I know what Jose can do. Again, whatever Lane Thomas can give you, whatever Fry can give you.
Oh, Matt, you're tripping.
What?
Brian's right. Pirates come to Cleveland.
Oh, it's here?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Well, even more of a reason for those guys to chill. It is at home. By God, I'm wrong. That's here. Thank you. You're right. I'm sorry. Even better. They got the whole day today to relax. Whole day today. Get after it, man. I'm sorry. Yeah, Pittsburgh is here. My bad. Get your tickets.
packed.
Head on down. How about a little Labor Day action there? Sitting in the stadium, all the Blue Angels are going around. I love it. Pirates are here. I'm about done with Daniel Schneemann, man. I hate to crap on him because he was one of the nice stories for a little while here, and he's like a 28-year-old guy that finally made his major league debut. Some guys in the lineup that I'm about done with. There's some guys in the lineup that I'm maybe looking at him. It's going, what are you going to do? Who are you going to bring up? Have you seen what Kyle Manzardo's doing down in AAA?
Yeah.
Have you seen what Chase DeLauder is doing down in AAA?
Inside the park home run.
Inside the park home run, and DeLauder, was it DeLauder that had the inside park?
Yes.
Yeah, and then Manzardo piped one.
Yes, that'd be correct.
Maybe those are the guys to help out. Well, speaking of helping out, Browns get Deontay Foreman back. He's on the roster. Talk about all of it. We bring in Noah Weiskopf, OBR. Follow him on Instagram and Twitter. Browns with Noah. Plenty to talk about this morning. No, we start with the restructure of Deshaun Watson. And I know your colleague, Jack Duffin, who we have Jack on the show a lot, and he was steadfast, man. He kept saying the restructure is going to happen. It did. No, just to lay out where I'm at, and I know we've talked about it, I just thought you've got the money available now. Take the chunk out of it. When in reality, the money is cheaper in the future. You're kind of getting a loan on yourself for future years. You maintain that flexibility. So with all that in mind, can't be all that shocked the Browns restructured Watson's deal. Just your take on it. Where do you think the Browns sit with their contracts, rolling it on over? Do you see any other deals being a potential now?
I don't think that this has any significance towards something else happening. It really does seem like an annual occurrence at this point. It's just a matter of when each offseason. I know Jack is amazing when it comes to cap space and stuff like that, and he can go on for forever explaining to you exactly why it is. But yeah, I think that it's significant for the rollover for next year. The Browns have always been open to having a decent amount of cap space heading into the season. And then rolling that over into 25.
So again, I got the tweets, and I think it's just a lot of Browns fans maybe wishing about, Trent Williams and is Brandon Ayuk really done? I brought up maybe like a Myles Garrett extension, but as we know, they can just roll that money over to next year. So no, you and I are kind of the same page here. You don't think this move instantly makes it that the Browns are willing to trade to go get somebody, right? This is just a money contractual type of move.
Correct. Yeah, 100%.
Now, another thing I saw was if they restructure Jack Conklin to free up even more, that would not dissuade them from maybe trading him mid-season as we get this tackle situation figured out. That's the big one, Noah. And now it seems like there's momentum for Jack Conklin to play left. Do you buy that he's going to be our starting left tackle against Dallas?
I think it's absolutely a possibility. And in terms of trading him, we've just heard Kevin and Andrew continuously say that they love this offensive line. They love investing in the offensive line, and they always will do it no matter what. That's the one spot that they are always willing to throw money at, and it makes no sense to me, at least, why they would move on from a guy like Conklin, who's proven, shown that he can play at an all-pro level. And, like I said, they don't care about the money they're throwing at that offensive line. They want to have a good line. So to me, it makes no sense to trade him at any point, really. Yet alone, I mean, his trade value is probably nothing that they would be wanting to move him for. So to me, it just doesn't really make any sense to move him. And I absolutely see a possibility in which he plays left. And, the Browns are just hopeful that he's back in general.
Noah Weiskopf joining us, OBR. Check him out on Twitter and Instagram. I'm sending out the tweet right now. Noah joins us right now. I meant to do it before you got on, but that's my bad. All right, sorry, send the tweet out now. To the roster moves, Tyler Huntley cut today. It sounded like they just wanted to hold out that, maybe somebody gets hurt, something happens. Bluff call. Do you expect him back on the practice squad?
I think it's a possibility. However, he is eligible to sign with the team right now.
Right.
So I think that if that opportunity presents itself, he has starts under his belt. It's not like he's some guy that nobody knows who he is. I mean, he's going to get
Pro Bowler.
Right. He is a Pro Bowler. So if, a team is in need of a second or I guess third quarterback on their active roster, then I think that he goes there, but I wouldn't rule it out. But also I think he's going to spend some time looking him and his camp to see if they can land somewhere on a 53.
So the rest of the roster moves, no shock that Ika got cut. I was a little interested on the wide receivers. I wasn't sure if Bell was going to make it. I was kind of sad that Michael Woods didn't. I know he's back on the practice squad. A lot of DBs. D-tackle kind of got figured out. Couple extra linebackers. Any big takeaway from on the Browns getting down to their 53 earlier this week?
I'd say receiver was probably a couple positions actually, but receiver first was just an interesting position overall. You have so many guys there that have proven themselves. You knew who the locks were, and then that sort of last spot came down to a David Bell who hadn't played in the last couple of weeks versus a Michael Woods who's really impressed all throughout camp. James Fauché, who has a ton of punt return capability that did it last year for the team. So Kind of surprised, honestly, that Michael Woods and Prochet both cleared waivers and were able to come back to the practice squad, but ultimately were. And the Browns just love David Bell and what his production has been when he's been in the game, and given the opportunity, he has capitalized on it. The second half of last year, he played pretty well down the stretch. So Browns like that and didn't want to let that go. In terms of other positions, tight end, I think, is really interesting to see what they're doing there. Kept David Njoku, Jordan Akins as the two guys, and then that's it. Ever since Stefanski has been here in Cleveland, he's always kept three guys. This is the first year that it looks like they're going to keep two heading into 2024. I reported yesterday that they were expected to sign two veteran guys to the practice squad, and then sort of have the 2 and 2 heading into the season. And that looks like that's what they're going to do. I'd expect them to potentially elevate one of them.
Yeah.
During the season, but yeah, it looks like they're going to keep two tight ends on the active roster heading into the season. Is that a testament to what Ken Dorsey's brought into Cleveland? We'll see.
You and I mean, we had Warren on, and Warren Sharp talking about the 11 personnel usage. He sent out preseason stats for 11 personnel usage. For those who don't know, that's 3 wide receivers, just 1 tight end. No, they were near 70%. They were near top of the league, so we expected to be a lot of receivers, not so much tight ends. So you're only going to have Njoku, maybe a little Jordan Akins. It's just, no, it's so different to see that flip, because when Stefanski got here, it was 3 tight ends all of the live long day, and he had all that different. They had the guy in the wing, and it's just that shift that we've had to have with Deshaun Watson, and now certainly that's a reflection of now what that roster looks like.
You bring in Jerry Jeudy and you cut out a tight end, it looks like. You're going the extra receiver. You're going to try and evolve this passing game, get Watson comfortable with the wideouts, and try to, become an explosive passing team.
Talk about Jeudy. I want to bring some. No, Ryan and I just did this from Dan Graziano. He did the surprising. He listed something surprising for every single team. It wasn't always like just a player, but it was something. His surprise for the Browns, he wouldn't be shocked if Jerry Jeudy led the Browns in receptions this year. And he didn't necessarily say yardage or touchdowns, but he said a lot of these option routes, these choice routes. That's what Jerry Jeudy does really well. We should expect more of that with Dorsey and this offense. Just know, would you be shocked if at the end of the season Jerry Jeudy was the leading, again, reception leader, not maybe yardage, but would you be shocked if he was the guy catching the most footballs this year?
I don't think I'd be shocked. Okay. I think that if he's able to line up in the slot more often than not, then it's, closer to a quarterback. It's a more, it's a better place for a quarterback to throw is in the slot. You have those short 5-6 yard routes wherever, the choice route ends, where he ends up. But I don't think I'd be shocked if he had more catches than an Amari Cooper out wide. But yeah, like he mentioned, like we've heard it consistently this offseason, is these choice routes are going to be a big part of this offense. And it's a matter of if, Deshaun and Jerry Jeudy will be able to be on the same page. And I think that if they are and they hit the ground running, then it's going to help this offense out a lot, especially with a question mark at the run game.
And I know you did reporting on this. Again, go follow him on Instagram and Twitter, folks. Browns with Noah, he's got it. And one of the reporting that you have been on, they were never trading Jameis Winston. And I get that Barry was probably trying to drum up something, probably as we know now, for what? Tyler Huntley. He was playing the game of like, maybe Winston, but man, do we love DTR. But there's another guy, Tyler Huntley here. And that kind of went belly up. They ended up having to cut Huntley today. But tell everybody, Noah, there's other things about Jameis Winston on this team that they were never going to get rid of him.
Correct. Like, I can't even overstate it enough. They were never planning on moving him. They never told him that they were going to move him. Like that never happened. So yeah, he was always going to be a member of this team. They really, really do value him on the field, off of the field, and they're excited for him to be a part of this in 2024.
Haven't had a chance to talk to you about it, Noah, since it officially has happened, that Nick Chubb is on PUP. I know we all thought maybe there was that chance, and people, again, I love Browns fans. I'm one of them, but just like, oh, man, he heals quick. Or he's like, I know he's working his ass off, but it's still a major surgery. He's on the PUP to start. Just kind of where are you at with Chubb? What have you heard about Chubb? Is that something where you could see it right game 5, he's out there, or do you think this is something that could drag into more mid-season when he returns?
I said throughout the offseason I'd be shocked if he had played week 1. It was really never a realistic option. The PUP was always what it was gonna be. And I don't think, like, I would honestly be surprised if they're like, all right, your 4 weeks are over, you're playing week 5. I don't think that's the case either. I really do think this is going to linger into the middle part of the season, whether that's near the bye or has any effect on when their bye is right there in the middle. then potentially he returns around then. And even when he does return, he's gonna be ramped up. He's not going to plop onto the field and get 15 to 20 carries for 150 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's going to be ramped up. He's going to be working with now Deontay Foreman, Pierre Strong, Jerome Ford. He's going to work in with those guys. He's not going to instantly come and take over in the backfield.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, no, I really look at this roster and say, in an NFL that is so drama-filled right now, with Jamar Chase and CeeDee Lamb and Trent Williams and all that other kind of stuff, we have injuries like some teams do. But no, I got to say, I'm really happy where this roster is at right now. And again, you want Conklin or Wills out there, and I feel pretty confident that one of them will get out there. You still have DeJuan Jones. Roster cutdown was not some surprise of who your starting corner is going to be or your left. Like, it was just kind of a dull off season, which I love, which is great. And now as we get ready to go for Dallas, which is already just, a week from Sunday, no, I feel pretty damn good about where the Browns are at, just really from a roster standpoint.
And I think the Browns do as well. It would have been crazy, honestly, if we talked last week and I told you that, everyone would be in a good position a week from now, considering all the injuries that we were looking at and the Browns were facing. You get Jedrick Wills is starting to work back, Jack Conklin starting to work back. So you're automatically shoring up, hopefully for them, at least one tackle next to DeJuan Jones, who will be ready week 1. And you'll certainly need him with Micah Parsons on the other side. So, yeah, I think that all things considered, that the Browns are thrilled with where they're at now. They knew that they had the roster to contend this year. It's just a matter of building depth, and I think that that's what they did. And, they kept those guys at the bottom of the roster that, who knows, can really make an impact at the end of the season based on, the injury bug that Cleveland faced last year. They're no stranger to having to play those guys at the bottom of the roster. So they know how important each position is, and especially backup quarterback, knowing that you have now 2 guys that they trust to throw into a game that both have starting experience now after last year. So I think the Browns are really thrilled with where they're at in their roster and are ready to head into the year.
Final thing, and I'm going to go off a little off the reservation here. I'm going to throw something really maybe impossible at you. What's up with Charlie Hewlett? Do you think it's weird that they kept Rex Sunahara around? Again, he's Bay Village. Dude, I caught his high school games. That's how freaking old I am. But, he was here. He snapped in those games. They kept yo-yoing. He's back. He's gone. He's back. He's gone. I got to tell you, I'm just shooting from the hip. I don't really remember a time where they kept a long snapper. Kicker, sure. But, long snapper, that's usually something you can just go pull somebody off the street and get them in here on a Monday, work them out. They're in there. Of all the specialists that you would have kept on the practice squad, they got rid of Lucas Haversick. They don't have Cade York anymore. Am I wrong? I don't know. And again, it's impossible I'm throwing that at you, because that was something that just, I felt like kind of fell through on some people. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I find that a little interesting. They kept a long snapper around. I don't know. Do you have any idea, or is it just you think that maybe Hewlett is banged up a little bit or dealing with something?
I really wish I had a concrete answer for you.
I don't know.
I do think that Charlie, it's probably in precaution that Hewlett can't go week 1. I think that his injury that they have not disclosed at all is kept super quiet. Potentially that injury is still lingering, and they want to make sure they have someone there just in case they need to throw him out there week 1, week 2, however long his injury takes to rehab. But yeah, I wish I had a super concrete answer and I could tell you exactly what it is. But yeah, super interesting though to see that he was kept.
Hey, man, we're talking long snappers. Things must be all right. We are usually finally, I lied. I asked Ryan this question. I want to get your thoughts. Yeah. What was the bigger sham quarterback battle? Jacoby Brissett and Drake May, or Justin Fields versus Russell Wilson? Which one was the bigger dog and pony show?
I have to say the Steelers
I
battle.
said the same thing.
I mean, first of all, it's in the division that I'm covering, that you're watching. I mean, it's in the division. So I think that seeing 2 proven, honestly, quarterbacks go at it in terms of not being able to put points on the board in preseason, I think it was definitely entertaining to watch. And I think the expectation was almost that they'd always roll with Russ, with his experience, what he's been able to do, not recently, but what he's been able to do in the league in general. But I think it was definitely interesting to see. Are you guys surprised at all that Brissett is starting?
No, because it's I think that's always I do think that's the right call. And I know it's so individual about each quarterback and the rookie and how much they can take on. No, I'd always love to sit my quarterback. Now, what I think the Patriots are going to do is the right thing. Let's start Brissett behind a crap ass offensive line. and let him go out there and let Drake just kind of get into the flow of things, learn a little bit, and then I'd have him starting by Halloween. And I would have frankly maybe even said that when I sat down with Drake May, like, hey, man, we want to sit you now to protect you. We know you're the future here, and this is the best course of action for now. Let Brissett get out there, and you will get your time. So that's where I think that was always set in stone. So you could say that was the bigger sham because that was the way they rolled. But I do think they wanted to see if Drake May was just going to blow them out of the water and say, I'm going to be so damn good that I'm going to make you change everything. The Steelers, knowing how Mike Tomlin operates, where he's one of those old school coaches where he probably went into camp telling a TJ Watt, like, hey, man, you know, your spot on this roster is not set. And everybody goes, you're full of crap. That is one that I always think Russ was going to start. So I think the Steelers one, and probably more of a sham, because I also think that's like, stupider is not a word, but it's like Drake May's your rookie. He's your future. He's your guy. You're going between two not great options there in Pittsburgh. So I agree with you. I think the Steelers one was more a sham. Ryan thought it was the Patriots one that was more of the sham. Probably more because, again, you're the quarterback that was set in stone. You have your rookie quarterback that they were going to play, but we don't got to deal with that, no. We're talking long snappers, which is always great. Go follow him on Twitter and Instagram, @Browns with Noah. Always appreciate it, man. We'll try to catch up next week before Dallas starts, all right?
Yep, we'll talk soon.
Real quick, Noah, real quick.
Yeah.
Who wins the AFC South?
We have another debate on the show.
Oh, man. It's such a tough division. Like, I mean, I think the Texans end up winning it. I think that they're too overpowered in terms of, I mean, roster top to bottom, offensive. I've talked to you guys about this. Is like the Texans, man, like their roster offensively, defensively, in my eyes, is juiced. I think that, I mean, I won't run through the roster, but like defensively, they're young, but they're really, really talented with a defensive-minded head coach. And they just brought in Danielle Hunter off the edge with Will Anderson. I mean, they have a really legit defense. And watching C.J. Stroud firsthand in Columbus at Ohio State, like that dude's special. And I think that he'll be able to lead that offense. And their receivers, I mean, they are loaded. They are loaded.
Who's the bigger threat, Jags or the Colts?
If Anthony Richardson can stay healthy this year, I think the Colts. I do.
So I'm anti-Colts because like I know I just look at it and I say exactly like you said. If he stays healthy, and he still has not played yet, like that's kind of my big thing. And knowing that we'll probably be fighting with all three of those teams for maybe a wild card spot, or one of them will win the division, obviously, but somebody's going to be in the wild card. And I'm just trying to maybe put some of that there on the Colts, where I'm not ready to crown their ass yet. Ryan thinks Anthony Richardson is God's gift to football.
He's a cat's ass.
He said he loves him. So that's where we differ. I have to admit this. I'm a bit of a Trevor Lawrence apologist, so I buy the Jags maybe more than the average person would. But I'm not quite yet. So, like you said, we have no idea. We got to see. But I'm just not ready to go ahead and just hand that over to the Colts yet.
The only thing I'm gifting them is not last in the division. So if that's saying anything, I think the Titans probably deserve that spot this year.
They, if I could place a bet on that, which I'm sure I could, I don't know. I don't think there's probably good odds on it, no, but I'm grabbing that for sure. Appreciate you, man. We'll talk to you next week. All right.
Yep, we'll talk soon.
There he goes. Noah Weiskopf. Always Browns with Noah, Twitter, Instagram. It's across the board, getting ready to go. And I do think that's a positive thing we were talking about with Noah, that this team is just like, again, you had some questions, but you're set. You're ready to go. But Ryan, you know it all comes back to Deshaun Watson. I head over to SI this morning, and this comes from our guy, Carl Rasmussen. Sounds like he should be in, like, Hellboy. You ever see the first Hellboy with Ron Perlman?
Yeah.
By the way, did you see the David Harbour one? Was it good? I don't think it was.
I didn't watch it.
And I think they're trying to do another one. I don't know. Anyway, Carl Rasmussen this morning on SI. 6 quarterbacks under the most pressure for this upcoming season. I will do the other 5. Ryan, who do you think's on this list?
Patrick Mahomes.
That is correct. Deshaun Watson, the highest paid quarterback, has not lived up to the contract thus far. Watson's entering the final year of his entering third year of his deal. And he's due to make, obviously, the restructure now is all that. In his first 2 years of the Browns, he's only made a total of 12 starts. He does have an 8-4 record in those 12, but he's only thrown 14 touchdowns to 9 interceptions and completing less than 60% of his passes. Those are far from world-beating numbers. He'll be under significant pressure to start making good on his end of the historic contract. Watson doesn't figure to be at risk of losing his starting job, barring injury. Even with Jameis Winston looming as his backup, still, the expectations from fans have not been met. Time is running out to prove he's worth that money. Again, he was always going to be on this list, and I do want to do the other 5 for us to cast our vote on if you feel like they have pressure under them. This is the layup of all layups. It's the lowest hanging fruit. Yes, he's got pressure on him. How much? I don't know. Like, here's kind of how I view the Watson pressure. And you know where I've said we've sent the clips out. I'm starting at the most even base that I can. And I'm starting at a level of game manager. I can't call him a rookie because he's not. So what is the lowest level of you have Patrick Mahomes elite, okay? You've got tier 2 guys, man, they're pretty damn good, right? You know, your Jalen Hurts, I'll even say like Josh Allen, Burrow. Those guys are closer to elite than not. But there's like your tier 2. Your tier 3 is like these guys are above average, right? They're okay. Maybe it's Trevor Lawrence. Maybe it's Justin Herbert. Maybe it's Tua. Then maybe there's even another level. And then the lowest for a veteran quarterback is game manager. That's where I'm starting with Deshaun Watson. And he can ascend and climb up that ladder as he sees fit. I'm starting with the game manager level. And it's not a disrespecting. It's just, I'm going to start down there. That then it has no inherent pressure. If I view Deshaun Watson strictly as just the game manager, like I'm starting the season, then Ryan, he shouldn't be on this list with no pressure. Oh, wait, the contract. Oh, wait, we have a good football team that's expected to make the playoffs. There comes your pressure. He, of course, was always going to be on this list.
Yeah. Can I guess the other 5?
Sure.
Okay, this one probably won't be on there, but I think somebody with a little bit of underrated pressure is Josh Allen.
No. I like where your head's at, but no. And I could talk you into that, the same thing probably you're thinking. They gutted that team in a way because they felt like this is all good on Josh Allen. Now, it sounds like there was behind-the-scenes stuff with Stephon Diggs, and he just didn't want to be there anymore, and they didn't want him there anymore. But you built that team up to go do what Patrick Mahomes does. You go do what Patrick Mahomes does. We're going to ask you to take Keon Coleman and some of these other guys and turn them into good receivers. We're going to put that on you. So I get where you're coming from.
I think there's a different pressure. There's a pressure you're going to lose your job, versus a pressure of let's see if you're really this valuable.
Yeah.
Because another guy in that same line would be Trevor Lawrence.
He's not on this list
which
as well.
doesn't surprise me. So I think this list more pressure to lose your job?
Not necessarily. There's a couple, yes, but not necessarily. The Trevor Lawrence pressure, again, I'm going to avoid him of that because they just think that he's God's gift to football.
Well, they paid him like it.
They paid him like it, and they just, yes, there's pressure, I think, more on Doug Peterson than there is Trevor Lawrence. So maybe not so much on Lawrence. He did not make the list, though.
Okay. Well, then another guy in this kind of, I'll get these guys out of the way, Jalen Hurts.
No.
Okay. So, okay, that makes sense then.
You're kind of framing where you think this is going, yeah.
So, okay, Russell.
Yes. Russell Wilson is on this list. Let me get the write-up. He's officially named the starting quarterback, edging out Justin Fields. Tomlin made it clear the decision was not an easy one. With Fields waiting in the wings, Wilson will need to turn in some strong performances early in the year to get a grasp on the starting role. I don't think there's any pressure on Russell Wilson. None. He's cooked. He's done.
Chill on him, bro.
He's done. Oh, you don't want me doing Are you afraid of the Steelers? I'm not.
No.
I'm afraid of TJ Watt. I'm afraid of Alex Highsmith. Minkah Fitzpatrick, sure, not Russell Wilson. Somebody had this, oh man, it was an interview I was listening to somewhere. Might have been 92. And somebody brought it up. Russell Wilson's like a boxer that just, he's in the late stages of his career taking jobber fights and he doesn't have his fastball anymore. He's done. I don't think there's any pressure on Russell Wilson because I think he's cooked. I think he's done. Now, if he wants pressure of like, I don't want to go out that way. Bro, he's never signing another big deal after this. I guess I shouldn't say never. There's your pressure. He goes out and plays to an MVP level. I'm so resigned that prime Russ is done that I don't think there's any pressure on, but he's on this list. You are correct, Russell Wilson.
All right, Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones is 1,000% on this list.
Let's hear the write-up.
And, okay, prior to his ACL injury, he was having one of the worst starts to the season of his career. 2 touchdowns to 6 interceptions and 4 fumbles in 6 games. He's far lived up from the 144 deal he got with the franchise. Despite being under contract through the 2026 season, he has to prove that he's a long-term answer at quarterback. Additionally, there's reports around the NFL draft, the Giants had expressed interest to go up and get a rookie quarterback. Daniel Jones deserves to be on this list 100%. The question is, do you think there's a window that he gets back to playing to the level that he did to get that contract? I actually think there is.
Well, he wasn't even that good to get
I
that
know
contract.
He wasn't ever that good. Yes, I completely agree.
So the
with
answer is no.
At best, he is the 3rd best quarterback in that division. At best, right? Jaden Daniels could pass him up sooner rather than later.
Yes, that's correct.
But like, I leave that damn fly's been here
I
all
just
week.
killed it. It's fine.
Did you?
Yeah.
Good. Quick hands. I think there's a small window, but again, you're talking about getting back to you're talking about going from crap to mediocre. So I'll give you that. Daniel Jones on this list for sure.
Geno Smith.
No. You want my take on Geno?
Sure.
They're done. They'll play him out this year.
You think regardless?
But it's about it. Yeah, that's about it. I think it was a great story, and he resurrected his career, and he got paid, and they wrote, but he didn't write back. I get it. I love it. I think that team is too uber talented to not have at least 5 to 7 year quarterback waiting, and it just ain't Geno Smith. So I think there's certainly, yes, I could listen to the pressure, but I just think the Seahawks might even be resigned. And again, with a little regime change there too, we see that all the time. All the time. New coach comes in, he's got the incumbent quarterback. That's fine. Eventually, they want to go out and get somebody. I know John Schneider is still there. It's not like the GM. But I think time's ticking on Geno Smith, but he did not make this list.
Derek Carr.
Nope. Again, I just think they're stuck with him. He ain't going anywhere.
How about Caleb Williams?
No, not on the list, but he's got the weight of the first overall pick with legacy franchise. I get it.
Bryce Young?
Nope. 2 of these you should get. One of them is a little off the wall. And I will tell you, the 2 on this list, I disagree with being on. Again, we're doing SI, the quarterback with the most pressure on them this season. Russell Wilson's on it. Deshaun Watson is on it. Daniel Jones is on it. So you have 3 more to go. 2 of them are guys that I actually don't put on this list. I would not put on this list.
I think there's a pressure of Brock Purdy.
No.
Whether he's going to get paid or not.
But again, I agree with you. I would put Brock Purdy on this list because I think this is a vital year for him to prove that he's got to get paid. The comeback would be he's already done enough and he's going to get paid.
I'm having a hard time figuring this out because a guy like Aaron Rodgers, is he on the list? See,
Doesn't
here's the
deserve
thing,
to
what
be.
pressure does
Right?
he have?
That's why you and I do the show. I completely agree with you.
Right.
He owns the Jets.
He's their GM.
He owns the freaking Jets. Do you want the write-up here from Carl
let's
on
hear
Aaron
it.
Rodgers? First campaign, the Achilles injury, all that. New York's hope of contending a Super Bowl went down the drain last year when he got hurt. Fortunately, he's healthy again, and new season expectations are high. The team's Super Bowl window is, at least with Rodgers in the fold, not very large, right? He's 40. You got 2 years to go. Coming off a major injury and not having played meaningful snaps since 2022, it'll be plenty of pressure on Rodgers to quickly return to his MVP caliber form to help the Jets win their first Super Bowl since 1969. Nice. Joe Namath. There's no pressure on him. And you want to know what? I don't think he cares either. I really don't think he cares. He got paid. I'm sure he wants to win a Super Bowl. His legacy is set. He's walking into the Hall of Fame on the first day of eligibility. There's no pressure on Aaron Rodgers. Jack squat, nothing. All right, so you got 2 more. One guy without pressure that I buy. The other one I could see.
Are they both NFC?
No, one's AFC, one's NFC.
See, this is where it gets dicey.
All right, one
like
of them.
Kyler Murray?
Nope. One of them is kind of in the same cut of the cloth of Aaron Rodgers.
Of Aaron Rodgers?
Yeah.
Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins
See,
is
okay,
correct. Again, I'm with you.
Bro got paid a bag.
He's starting in the next 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
That's it. Off the Achilles, 4-year massive deal, $100 million guaranteed, tremendous amount of money paid to an aging quarterback, and Michael Penix is waiting in the wings. Michael Penix is going to stay in the wings, I think, at least for the next 2 years. At worst, you got him on a 2-year, $100 million, at $50 million, kind of the going rate for quarterbacks at this point, right? I don't think there's any pressure on Kirk Cousins.
So that's the last guy
and he's also in a crap-ass division that should win.
This last guy you could actually see pressure?
This guy, yes. Yes, this guy could buy pressure because it's also, I guess it'll give it away, but you'll find the guy. This is a guy that's trying to prove that he can be a starter.
Will Levis?
No. He's on a new team.
But he's obviously projected to start, right?
He is the starter.
Right.
He is the starter.
AFC?
Yeah. He's trying to prove that he can be a starter. He has been a starter. And he's trying to shake the label of a jobber. And this team, why I don't buy it is I don't think this team is going to be very good, and they don't have a snowball's chance in hell in their division.
Like,
look at me.
Gardner
Minshew.
Well,
is that you got it? Gardner
like
Minshew,
pressure,
baby.
like
the flow, the workout videos, the stash with Gardner Minshew.
With Gardner, what's the pressure? Because he's not going to at any point in his career going to be a guy that a team feels confident with him starting.
I mean, that's the whole point. That he's trying to prove that he could be the guy.
He's not going to be ever a guy for a playoff team.
Here's the right. Gardner Minshew triumphed over Aiden O'Connell. God help you there. Meaning he's back in the starting role after last season replacing Anthony Richardson. However, the job seems anything but secure. Minshew has not been a world beater through his time in the NFL, but he's certainly been serviceable. Still, it's entirely possible that a shaky start would have Antonio Pierce going back to Aiden O'Connell. Yes, there again, inherent pressure that there's a guy that they would be willing to start over you. I think the pressure on Gardner Minshew is to show somebody like I can be a starting level quarterback in the NFL.
But here's okay, maybe for another team, but with the Raiders, they're going to draft a quarterback next season.
Yes. Yeah. But again, for him to keep around.
But he will not be there. I would put up $1 billion. Gardner Minshew will not be their starting quarterback.
Do you want me to ask the question that just entered my mind?
Sure.
Would the Browns go to the playoffs with Gardner Minshew as their starting quarterback?
No.
Okay. Because that's like what I'm talking about, game manager level.
No.
Like if he got to a team that was just so stacked everywhere else, would you pull a Brock Purdy? But again, here I'm crapping on Brock Purdy. Gardner Minshew on the list. So Watson, Daniel Jones, Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, Russell Wilson, Gardner Minshew. The 6 on Carl's list for the most pressure on the quarterbacks. All right, plenty to come in hour 2. Tom Brady with the decision to be made. I actually don't even think this is a decision. I don't think this is for a second an issue with Tom Brady. We'll get to that. Recap more of the guards coming up. Plenty of Browns. Watson restructure. Huntley gone. Back out of practice a little bit later today. We got all coming for you right here on Big Play. Folks, you can follow us on Twitter, X, at Matt Fontana Show. We're up on YouTube. We're up on Twitch. We're up on Instagram and our brand new Big Play app. Download it for free. Sorry, the glare. What do you see there? Oh, it's Bruce. With his guy Mark.
They were a big-time contender, and they completely fell off.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Come get some. Blake and Greg Williams. Look, there we are, man. New episodes this week. Click it right there. It's our show from yesterday. It's super easy to get all of our interviews, all the show, the return, bonus time, Big Play Cleveland, Hanford, Bobby Carpenter. It's all there with the free Big Play app. Field Yates.
We'll get Bobby on the show next week.
Oh, yeah. I want to talk to Bobby next week. I'd love to talk. And by the way, Bobby is daily now, 12:30. I saw him on Facebook Live.
Was he?
Yeah, Facebook Live. So, again, get Bobby everywhere. Dude, they got Will Howard.
Although I don't know if he'll be in a good mood after the Zips stun the Buckeyes.
Stop that. I take the Zips to cover. I will take the Zips to cover talking to Evan. Yeah, our interview with Evan Abrams up there.
If the Zips lose by 14 or less.
No, that's not happening.
You shave your beard.
Sure, fine.
14 or less, you shave your beard.
My wife hates it anyway, so that's fine. That's not happening. They are. So hang on. All right, buddy. Go to your go to your book. Go to your book. Because here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to see what you got. Dude, did the Guardians pull my bacon out yesterday, boy? I took them minus a run and a half. Woo! All right, tonight, Rutgers and Howard. Rutgers minus 36.5. I don't like betting Rutgers, but I'll do it. Central Michigan and Central Connecticut. Bowling Green, Fordham. Can't wait. What's our big game for tonight?
There isn't really one.
Arkansas and Arkansas Pine Bluff.
I mean, there's no ranked battles.
Missouri taking on Murray State at 47.5. Minnesota, North Carolina. You'll sit down. Yeah, we got Utah. Some people think Utah can slide on in there. Get up there. All right, I got to go to Saturday. Friday's not bad. Is Miami? No. That's Saturday. I'm on to Saturday. I'm such a dumbass. All right, Akron, Ohio State. You know what I'm doing right now? If you were to take, I can't even get it on this book, Ryan. If I was going to get you Akron plus like 17.5, the best that I can get is plus 28.5, and that's plus 600.
All right, then you shouldn't be worried.
I'm not worried. I was trying to get you to win some money over there if you think the Zips are going to cover 14.
I don't actually think that's
you just want to bet because of the beard. All
Yeah.
right, that's fine. That's fine. Well, you want to put your money where your mouth is, buddy. How about you put that on Saturday?
What about it?
We have to make our wager. We don't have a show tomorrow, by the way. Ryan's got we got the golf outing Saturday. Ryan's got something to do, so we're off tomorrow. We need to, at the end of today's show, make our wager for Saturday.
If you want to, man.
Here's the thing. I will make the parameters for what I want when we win, and you can make the parameters for when you lose.
All right.
That's fine. You can do whatever you want.
Oh, my God.
What?
This is what we do.
What? Something just lightning into your brain. I'm interested. What?
If we win, when we win, then Monday, would that be, Monday would be our first show back.
Tuesday. Monday's Labor Day.
Tuesday, I host, you produce.
Okay.
Deal?
Yeah.
All right.
You're going to have to show. Now, should it be that you have to show me how to do everything?
It's super easy, but yes.
Okay, that's fine. I'll come in early. You're going to have to show me. That's fine. I have no problem with that. I have no. That's
going to feel so weird.
All right, that's going to be you then. All right, that's mine. I got to come up with what I'm going to do. All right. I like that bet. I'll take that bet all day.
All right.
So we'll see you there. You want to see that in action? Come on out to our golf outing. Foursomes are still available. BigPlay.com. Get it there. All right, let's catch our first break. We come back. We got the morning update. We'll get to the grid. Got a little bit of time hop. And we got to talk a little Tom Brady with everything going on. It's coming up next. Fontana Show right here in Big Play.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like ass. I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer-flavored beer.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
That's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yep.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. Tis the Laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, tis the Law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky Derby.
right, back here, Fontana show on Big Play. Mike says, why don't I just run and host the show tomorrow? And I said, you would be on. Here's the thing. You would have a camera on Ryan's empty chair and me talking for half of the show. It just wouldn't go well. We wouldn't go well. So, again, we're off tomorrow. Long Labor Day for us. Never that bad. Ryan's just got to get pieced up, ready to go for Saturday. I got my day tomorrow, man. Maybe I hit the chiropractor. Maybe I get ready to go, loosen up for Saturday. Let's go, buddy. Grudge match is on.
You're losing.
Ryan Tyler's group versus my group Saturday at the Big Play outing. Come on out and join us. BigPlay.com.
I'm going to vlog it.
What's that?
I'm going to vlog it.
We should. We'll go live. We absolutely. Can you do it from your phone? Can we go live, like, just on Twitter? Can you just log into the show account and do it?
Probably.
Is that still a thing? Remember Periscope?
No, you can still do it. Well, I don't know. I'm sure there's a way to figure it out.
Hang on. Like, Spaces. That's not what I'm talking about.
Hey, no, I remember.
You remember Periscope?
Yeah.
Can you live video on Twitter? All right. It says look for a little plus button. All right. Hang on. Like live from the golf outing. No, that just adds another post. Did we figure that out? Wait, what's happening? What if I did a space? Oh, yeah. So all you got to do is do a space, enable video. This is a practice. Next. And if I started it now, yeah. How's that? Do me a favor. I can do it right now. Go to my Twitter. See if you can see the video. Mic is off. Camera is on. This is practice. And if I listen live, connecting... hang on. We should not
Since you're hosting a space.
Yeah, but like, is there a live video though with it?
No, Spaces isn't video.
That's what I thought, but it says my camera is on. Like, you see this? Look at that. You see how my camera is on?
Yeah.
Why would that be a thing if I can't video?
I don't know. I can ask Elon.
Yeah, give him a message. Okay, wait. What if I turn my mic on? No, it still says it's not. You know what I mean? I'd love to do that. We should try to figure that out. Camera is on. So why would my camera not be on?
Regardless of anything, I'm going to vlog a bunch of stuff, and then I'll be able to
be
edit
live,
into a video. No, I know what you mean.
Yeah. All right, we'll figure it out. We got the golf flag on Saturday. It's just going to be a lot of fun. All right, I'm deleting that tweet. Ryan's got the morning update. All the stories you got to know. Please take it away, Ryan.
Alrighty, well, the news this morning, the Browns did indeed restructure Deshaun Watson's contract for the third straight year. They converted the $44.79 million into a bonus, lowering his base to just $1.1 million. This clears $35 million in cap space. That gives the Browns an NFL high $62 million in cap space this season.
I mean, the thing is, they're just saving themselves money in the future, keeping the flexibility. I didn't think they were going to do it. You take a bite out of it now, you leave the door open. But as everybody that has told me, that this doesn't change anything about Deshaun Watson's future. If they need to get out of this, they're going to get out of it. And you're paying I'm trying to, it's like, I guess somebody tried to tell me this. It's like a car deal. You know, when you buy your car, yeah, you could pay it off right now, but there's literally no interest, right? And in fact, what if there was a reverse where usually you want to pay things off if it has interest, right? Where if you're paying $600 a month, well, you're only paying $500 towards your principal, $100 that goes towards interest. You know, and my wife have done this too. My wife and I, we redid our kitchen, right? So we went out and got a 0% financed loan for us to do our kitchen. And we'd pay that every month. Ryan, there's no point in us paying extra money now. We can just pay the same amount of money in a year or in 6 months because it's all the same. That's how you got to view this Deshaun Watson deal. There's no interest. It doesn't go up. It's the same amount. So what is the point of paying it now when you can pay it later and still save yourself some cap space at the end of it? So if I look at it from that standpoint, I understand. The question remains, though, Do you think that he is still a future of the Cleveland Browns? We asked that this morning, though, on Twitter, X, at Matt Fontana Show.
Let's see what the people think. It's
Do you
still
think
pretty damn close.
2026. I'm thinking 2026. Not this season, not next season. 2026, week 1 is Deshaun Watson your starter.
No leads the vote, but just at 51.8%.
Wow, close on that. So, they got to see him play. They know that. This money's on the hook. We'll see where it goes from there.
Alrighty, will the Guardians reclaim the division lead in the AL Central after avoiding the sweep by the Royals? They win 7-5. Bybee goes 5 innings pitched, 5 earned runs, but 6 Ks. The bullpen goes 4 scoreless innings. Josh Naylor 3 hits on the day. Bo Naylor also went yard in the bottom of the 7th.
Maybe Naylor, again, I think the 2 guys that it's going to factor the most for where the Guardians want to go is going to be Steven Kwan and Josh Naylor. I think that's it. And I'd like somebody to slide up into that 2-hole. But if Kwan can get back to what he was doing and you have Josh Naylor as that legitimate threat in the middle of the lineup, sprinkle me in some Fry, sprinkle me in some Andres Jimenez, I'm in, man. I'm in. And, pitching is going to have to be there. Going to need better out of Gavin Williams. It's going to be a lot on Cobb and Bybee and Lively when they come back. But I think more than anything, those 2 guys in Quan and Naylor are where it's going to be. I'm looking for some, me looking at tweets this morning. This one I have, though. This is from Brian Shaw. The Guardians have a 17.4 degree launch angle in August. That is the second in Major League Baseball. But they're 29th in barreled balls. What does that mean? Pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up. That's it. Got that from Brian Shaw this morning. The 17.4 degree launch angle and 29th in barreled balls, they're popping everything up right now. How do you do that? You're trying to hit home runs. You're not hitting line drive. You're not trying to go foul pole to foul pole. You are not trying to go the other way. You're not trying to just take what's given to you. They got drunk on home runs. I'd sit, if I was Stephen Vogt, you maybe need to go into that clubhouse, bring that stat up and go, guys, I'll tell you what, you hit a home run, you're sitting the next day. How about that?
That's
horrible. You hit a home run,
you
are sitting the next day.
That is the worst idea I've ever heard in my life.
Because I want nothing but singles and doubles. We are not a home run hitting team.
True
Stop
snowball
that.
team.
Take that away. Everybody but Jose Ramirez. The only guy on this team that's allowed to hit a home run this series against the Pirates is Jose Ramirez. You hit a home run, you touch home base, you might as well just go sit down in the dugout and park your keister there. You ain't playing.
I think that's a horrible idea, Matt. But you never know.
I got to do something, man. I'm just kidding. But they need to be more singles, doubles hitters right now. Then the home runs will come. They will come when you're sitting in your singles and doubles. We need more line drives on this. That's what we do.
Alrighty, well, Matt, if Tom Brady is approved as a partial owner of the Las Vegas Raiders, he's going to be forced to abide by some unique restrictions. The league confirmed to ESPN that among these restrictions, Brady would not be permitted to be in another team's facility, not permitted to witness practice, and would not be permitted to attend broadcast production meetings, either person or virtually. Matt, these rules were presented to the league by a slide titled Brady Broadcast Restrictions.
I got something big in the comic book world to get to in just a second. That's why I went, why on God's green earth would you sacrifice a 10-year, $375 million TV deal? Why, for 2 seconds, would you think about messing that up by becoming a part owner of a football team? And I'll tell you this. I understand that there are, giant bajillionaires that own the team. Then there are people that are, part owners or minority owners. Ryan, some of those guys are just glorified season ticket holders. They get special seats and they get to say, hey, I'm part of the team. Trust me, that's money I don't have. I'm not knocking it. Why, if you were Tom Brady, would you even potentially sacrifice that to go be a part owner of the Raiders?
For the love of the game, bro.
Dude, he's got all the dude, do this deal, then go be a part owner of the Raiders. Because again, like you said, he can't be at production meetings. He can't view practice. If you're Fox, would you allow that? Let's flip this on its head. If you were Fox, at $37.5 million a year, would you say, that's all right, Tom, you don't have to be in practice. You don't have to be a part. Do you think he could be as good? And the other thing, we don't even know how good he's going to be.
No, he's going to be raw.
You think he's going to be good?
Yeah.
Power rank. Saban, Belichick, Brady.
Saban, Brady, Belichick.
Woo! Okay. I might go Brady, Saban, then Belichick. I think Belichick's going to be really bad, but I don't know. It's just me. Jason Kelsey, number 1. Because now he's doing the analyst type. So he's not calling games, but he's going to be an analyst.
No.
He's going to be really good, or you think the bar's too high?
I think he's going to be good in terms of entertainment.
Okay. All right,
not in terms of the X's and O's of broadcasting.
But that's like, I would just completely set aside this ownership thing. Get into your Fox deal. And the other thing, what is one of the best things about being a part owner? You get to go to the game. Someone's telling me that Tom Brady's going to be pretty busy. Now, if he wants to get in this as a business venture, and making money and all that, dude, you got $375 staring you down the barrel here to do your job. If I'm him, if I was anywhere around Tom Brady, I'd be like, shut that down, man. Shut it down. Don't worry about it. And the thing is, and I know Urban has mentioned this, by the way, shout out to Urban Meyer, because he's got the new Triple Play podcast. One of my closest friends, Chris Turlop, is their producer on that show. He's really good. Turlop or Urban Meyer?
I don't know Turlop, but I'm sure he's
Turlop's
great.
great. Turlop's, he's very good at what he does. Very good. And I should message him. We should probably try to get Urban on. Was he on Bobby's show?
Urban?
Yeah.
I know they had Tressel.
Oh, yeah, they got to get Urban on there. Urban has come out and he said, I'm done. He goes, I never thought I would enjoy TV as much as I have. I think the same thing for Tom Brady. Once he gets in there, once the money's coming in, he'll realize how cushy of a job that is, and he can set this whole Raiders thing aside and not have to worry about it.
Alrighty, lastly for the morning update, AFC North news. Not a big surprise, but Mike Tomlin announces that Russell Wilson will be the starter. Justin Fields will be the backup.
Sham of a absolutely sham of a quarterback battle. That's what it is. You knew it was going to be that. The other thing, I actually think Justin Fields will play at some. I'm not talking like packages and stuff, but I'm talking about eventually he will take that over. Just like what the future of the Steelers is. Don't you think Justin Fields has a better chance to be the guy for them?
Over, under 0.5 kickoff returns for Justin Fields.
Under. He's not doing that. Under. And I don't even know how many packages they're going to put in there for him. We'll see. Sham, it was always going to be. And Tomlin, I think, is always going to lean towards the veteran guy, so he's going to go with Russell Wilson, and that's just fine. Do you know why I went,
something about Batman?
No. Daredevil. They got the first picture of Charlie Cox and Daredevil Born Again. He's got the red eyes. They dropped a bunch of Marvel stuff this morning.
Did they?
So we got Charlie Cox.
Did you see Deadpool yet?
No. There's no point in me seeing it.
I mean,
there's no point in seeing it. I saw every freaking cameo. Now they're running ads on TV with the cameos in it.
Are they really?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the age we live in.
That's it, because they just, I'll tell you this, I will watch it when it hits streaming. I will watch it when it hits streaming, but I've seen every goddamn cameo in. It's ruined for me. My fault. I could have gone and seen it. I didn't. I'm not complaining about it, but it is what it is. So they released Daredevil, because that's coming back. And I think it's our first look at Red Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Thunderbolts. I don't think it's going to be good. I don't know. But Brave New World, February, you get the Red Hulk. You get Harrison Ford taking over for Thunderbolt Ross in that, who becomes Red Hulk. And then you get Falcon. He's taking over as Captain America. And I'm assuming you're going to get Bucky in that?
Well, he been Captain America.
Who?
Falcon.
Yeah, but in the comics, Bucky actually usually takes it over. Then the Thunderbolts is like they have David Harbour playing some sort of Captain America, like whatever. You got it.
Isn't he the Red Guardian?
Oh, that's it. Red Guardian. That's right.
He was in Black Widow.
That's right. I didn't see that. But yeah. And Marvel's not nearly up my game or whatever. Dude, I finished Batman the Caped Crusader, the animated one on Amazon Prime.
Is it gas?
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty freaking good. 10 episodes. There's only 2 that I felt like kind of were slow. Then there were 3 that I was like over the moon about. Here's the crazy thing. One of the ones I didn't like that I thought was slow was the final episode. But you want to stick around for something at the end of it.
All righty.
There it is. So go check that out. All right, speaking of checking out, if we had a Batman Immaculate Grid, I'd never miss that. Should I create that?
How would that work?
You can do villain. Well, I guess, yeah, you're right. It'd have to be like villain of Superman and Batman? maybe or something like that.
technically
I don't know how we do that. We can't even get this freaking grid done, but let's do it. For just the good vibes heading into the long weekend, because we already did our giveaway this week for the golf outing, which we already got. So today's just a good vibe one. Maybe that's where the pressure. They're talking about quarterback pressure. There's no pressure on us, Ryan. We are wide open today to fix the grid. Take it away.
All right, 1,000-yard rushing season for the Bears. Who would you like to go?
I mean,
just want to go Walter.
Yeah. I almost said Eric Dickerson for a second. I was like, no, Walter Payton.
Le'Veon.
Jamal Lewis.
Did Jamal Lewis ever play?
Oh, not Jamal Lewis. I'm sorry, Jerome Bettis. The running backs that just destroyed us for so long is just in my head here.
Raiders. I mean, we could go Marshawn. Oh, well, he'll also be Bills.
Yeah, so you just go Josh Jacobs.
And then do you want to go Marshawn for this?
Yeah, unless he doesn't work for the Bills or the Steelers. Yeah, go Marshawn.
Marshawn definitely works for Raiders Bills, right?
Yeah. Because he started there, and then he wanted to go play for the Raiders, like his hometown. Again, they weren't in Oakland. Or no, he got there. Did they get there before they left for Vegas? I think it was a big thing. He wanted to go back the last season they were in Oakland, because that's where he was from. All right.
Panthers, Bears, DJ Moore.
You know, I forgot he got the bag, too,
There's
man.
2 DJ Moores.
What are the years? Well, he's still playing. Yeah, let's go 2023.
D'Angelo Williams.
Yep. Oh, pink hair and all. Raiders, Panthers. No. It's not Andy Dalton. It's not Sam Darnold. It's not Baker. I can come back to that one. All right, Steelers, Bills, Bears, Bills.
Bears, Bills, Mitch Trubisky.
Yes. I almost wanted to say Nathan Peterman for some reason there, too.
Bears, Steelers.
No, Steelers, Bills. Steelers, Bills.
Or Steelers, Bills.
Yeah, Steelers, Bills. Why? No, I keep thinking there's a linebacker.
That would have worked for Mitch Trubisky, too.
That's right. That's all right. We made our bet. It's okay. Steelers, Bills. All right, quarterbacks like Mason Rudolph, don't think so. Duck Hodges, no. No, Jesse James, the tight end, he came here. Nick Van Etz, former Ohio State tight end, he played in Pittsburgh, but I don't think he went to Buffalo. Josh Johnson, old friend that we usually pick. Ryan Fitzpatrick never played in Pittsburgh. Damn. Could we have not gone Fitzpatrick for the Bears and the Bills and then gone Trubisky down there?
Mm-hmm.
We could have. You want to accept that or no?
No.
No. Okay. All right. Like Hines Ward, no. Antoine Randall L. I don't know if he ever went. Cordell Stewart.
What? Tremaine Edmonds was never on the Steelers, was he? Like, am I just making that up, or why does that seem right?
Because it is right.
He was on the Steelers?
Now, the problem is there's Tremaine and then Terrell Edmonds. They're twins. They're brothers. There's 2 of them. One's a linebacker, the other's a safety.
Right.
But on a gut punch, I think Tremaine Edmonds works.
That's what I thought.
Didn't he just get there? Yeah, no, not just there. Rip it. I think it's right. I think that's right. Can you search Edmonds? Just search Edmonds and see if the both of them come out and make sure that I'm not missing that. Yeah, Tremaine and Terrell Edmonds. I think Tremaine Edmonds works. I think he does. It's all right. We screwed the week up anyway.
Was it Terrell?
Well, here's the thing. I know Tremaine Edmonds. I know he played in Buffalo. And I think the other one played.
Oh, that might be it.
Yeah. So, Tremaine played in Buffalo. He got to Chicago a couple of years ago. And then Oh, there's also Trey and Terrell. Terrell Edmonds played for the Steelers. Well, yep. Easy come, easy go.
We want to try and come up with a Panther Raider or not?
Aiden O'Connell, Gardner Minshew. I don't think Jake Delhomme works. Oh my God. Who was the quarterback that took the Raiders to the Super Bowl? Rich Gannon. But I don't think Rich Gannon ever played. I don't know. Yeah, you can just go down and give up. Or, I don't know, if you want to rip Rich Gannon, I don't know. Who the hell is that?
Kerry Collins.
Oh. Yeah. Go down. I want to see more. Go back up. Yeah, I want to see, like, the list. I want to see. Yeah. Give me that one. Yep. Steelers, Bears.
Oh, so you mean Bills?
Or I'm sorry. No. Steelers, Bills. I'm sorry. You're right. Steelers, Bills.
Manuel Sanders.
Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ray McLeod. I mean, a lot of these are just like no real.
The answer there is Mitch Trubisky. Now go back if you can, please, and go up and do Bears, Bills, and see if we could have come up with something other than Mitchell Trubisky.
Jason Peters, Tremaine Edmonds.
Yeah.
Matt Barkley.
Doug
Flutie. Nathan Peterman.
Matt
Barkley.
The Peterman.
Marquise Goodwin. A lot for that one.
Man, Marquise Goodwin. Yeah, been around a little bit. All right, been around. All right, good stuff on that. Not really, because we already screwed up this week. But hey, we gave the giveaway to our foursome on Saturday.
That's no on Edmonds.
No.
He knew it wasn't right.
I knew it was one of the two. It gets a little confusing, but there it is. All right, let's catch our final break in the morning. When we come back, we'll dive into Time Hop. We'll do a little bit of betting for tonight, a little college action, if you will. And do I put some Maloik on the Astros there? Try to get a win there against the Royals. We'll get to all of it coming up. Fontana Show right here in Big Play.
I'm Garage Beer, and this is Bobby Carpenter.
Garage beer. Beer flavored beer.
Beef with an F? Okay, my bad. It's crisp and cool, and it doesn't taste like ass. I'm Bobby Carpenter. I drink in garages because my wife says I don't belong inside. If you like a cold breeze on your bag, drink Garage Beer. It's American, and so can you. Garage Beer. Beer flavored beer.
Well, how do they know I'm doing this? Did somebody leak this out?
It's social media.
Oh.
It's just that's the way social media works now.
I thought maybe you were just running that yap.
Welcome to Big Play, a sports media team that started back in 2014, and now we're not in a garage. Look at us, incorporating some of Cleveland's favorite sports personalities, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland. Coming to you live from the shores of Lake Erie and Burke Lakefront Airport, join Team Big Play for all the best sports talk in Ohio. Check us out on social media at Big Play, bringing you fun and compelling content from downtown Cleveland.
Anthony Schlegel, just how physical he was. You saw the girth and the power and everything he was bringing to the table, especially when he was a nice beefy 255 playing middle linebacker.
We were called soft last year. You don't want to be soft, especially when you come to the playoffs. So that's going to be a process throughout this season of establishing us as a harder team here in the
I don't buy into this nonsense, this conspiracy nonsense that he's got his money and he's dogging it. That's ridiculous.
They're off in the Kentucky Derby as Authentic takes them around the far turn. 'Tis the laws making his move now, and they're into the stretch. These two stride for stride. Authentic, 'tis the law. Here's the wire. Authentic has won the Kentucky
All right, back here for a little bit of time hop. Ryan, this will be our last time hop in the month of August because unfortunately we're off tomorrow and next week we start September. So we say goodbye to August right here on Time Hop. If you're new, we always take you back this day in history. Little sports, little non-sports. And I don't want to say one of the biggest stories to ever come out of high school football in Northeast Ohio, but of recent memory, this is one that just the craziness of it. We'll get to it in just a second. We go back just 1 year ago today, though, and Ryan Day officially named Kyle McCord his starting quarterback at The Ohio State. You know what the high school thing is.
I think I know.
All right, Kyle McCord, gloss over that. Let's get to it.
Bishop Sycamore?
Day, 2021, Bishop Sycamore played IMG Academy.
Did you watch that documentary?
Yes.
Good. Really
and
good.
For those that don't remember about Bishop Sycamore, so they played the IMG Academy this day in 2021.
Got their Wes's.
And well, like IMG Academy is, like one of the best high school programs. It's a boarding school for athletes, basically. And they got on this schedule for Bishop Sycamore. Everybody goes, who the fuck is Bishop Sycamore? And they come up and they claim they had ESPN deals. And they claim that all these players it was like a boarding school for Ohio. They show up. This guy was a con artist. He was a con artist. He was taking money from these families. They didn't have equipment. They said the part of the documentary that got me was when these kids go, we didn't have any food. They were supposed to be feeding us food. And these poor kids leave their family thinking, like, this is my way to get a scholarship and go to this school. Is that guy not in jail? Or at least
he's not.
Is he still going through
I don't
it?
think technically anything he did they could legal. I don't remember.
He was a fraud. It was fraud.
I don't remember the result of it, but I don't think he's in jail.
Okay. American football team, Bishop Sycamore Centurions, based out of Columbus, perpetrated to be a high school football team. They were advertised as an athletic sports training academy, but after a blowout loss to IMG Academy this day in 2021, they increased scrutiny and an investigation. They uncovered the identities and credentials of the team's administration. And a former OHSA executive came forward to say that after 3 years of investigating the school, he's convinced that it was a scam. They suffered lopsided losses in all 6 of their games in 2020. But it didn't hinder their ability to schedule marquee games against elite prep and high schools. Televised a game against IMG, which they lost 56-6. They recruited players under the premise that it was the IMG of the Midwest. Many of their student athletes were actually older than high school age, and there was no real campus. They were housed in a hotel with 5 months, and their only schooling was one visit to a public library. The team was left with just 2 coaches and 1 player's mother. Players were also provided with food, and some players resorted to stealing from supermarkets to eat because, they were not provided food, and they had to steal from supermarkets to eat. They also were given the promise of practicing at Ohio State's facilities. In reality, they held practice outside of the apartment complex that housed students at Ohio State. Okay, here's the aftermath. Coach Leroy Johnson was fired on August 31st on the aftermath of the IMG Academy game.
He was fired from a fake school?
Right.
Was he ever a real job?
So they said, former players for Johnson said he's never going to leave the program. He might say he's not taking the coaching job. He might lie to make the public get off his back, but Roy is not going to get out of that. Following an interview with the Columbus TV station, he acknowledged, we're not a school, we're not what Bishop Sycamore is, and I think that's what the biggest misconception was, and that's our fault.
Would you rather send your son to Michigan or Bishop Sycamore?
Michigan. DeWine announced the Ohio Department of Education would begin an investigation into the school's educational operations. The OHSA later stated that even if Bishop Sycamore was not a bona fide high school in terms of their jurisdiction, it would still be allowed to schedule and play because there is no OHSA bylaws requiring teams to be affiliated with any high school. So, again, if you wanted to play them, you could. But they'd be considered exhibition games for the purpose of record keeping. The investigation was revealed in December of 2021, found the school failed to meet educational standards, provide physical location for classes, and did not employ any teachers. The report went on to say Sycamore was likely a scam. They recommended it to the Ohio Attorney General for possible legal action. Yeah, because that's the other thing I forgot about, too. They didn't care about the players getting hurt. They had a game 2 days earlier than the IMG Academy game, and they had guys playing in that game, too. Yeah, okay. Yeah, docket... There's a report that they were trying to come back and play a Virginia team in 2023. Life Christians Academy, which is what they shifted to, their head coach said that Bishop Sycamore staff is seeking to revitalize its reputation. Then they said that game fell through due to lack of equipment. I guess you're right. That guy never got anything. Leroy Johnson was the coach. Roy is what they call him. Yeah, man. They played that game at Tom Benson Stadium. How did they actually get that? They lost 58-0 that game, 2021. Tom Luganville. I've interviewed Tom. I've had Tom on my show before. That is just nuts. That is just freaking nuts, man. Yeah, Bishop Sycamore. They played the game this day, 2020. Here we are. Preseason action for the Browns this day, 2021. We take on the Atlanta Falcons. So let me pull up the schedule here, get a little box score action on this. I would imagine that have to be the last preseason game of the year, right? It's a lot of backups. Oh, no, I'm on the Guardians. Dumbass. Schedule, Browns, 2021. Boom, done. It was the third preseason game. We won 19-10. Kyle Lauletta threw for 150 yards, 2 interceptions. Baker started 6 out of 10 for a touchdown. Josh Rosen and Felipe Franks started for the Falcons. Deontay Foreman was their leading rusher for Atlanta, 4 carries for 25 yards. Jamarcus Bradley, your leading receiver. Also this day, 2019, Browns preseason, the GLC, 20-16 over the Lions. Would you want the box score for that game? Why not? So I got to pull it up. I should usually have these pulled up prior, but I don't. All right, 2019, Browns, Lions. We win 20-16. Your leading passer in this game was Garrett Gilbert for the Browns. David Blau threw 2 interceptions. Josh Johnson got the win for the Lions. Dontrell Hilliard, you remember him, was your leading carrier for 65 yards. AJ Alouette from OU, the fullback, white guy, 19 yards for the Browns. Ishmael Hyman was your leading receiver with Derek Willis. Going back to this day, 2019. This day, 2018, do you remember Michael Kendricks, how he got popped for insider trading? Do you remember that story?
No.
The linebacker, formerly of Seattle.
No.
He came to the Browns. They released him after they found out he committed insider trading to make over $1 million. And then he got released from the Browns. Browns preseason 2013, we beat Chicago 18-16. This is obviously a very serious one. This day, 2015. Hurricane Katrina made landfall. At the time, it was only a Category 3 hurricane, but it caused over 50 levee failures, resulting in the massive amount of flooding that obviously just wrecked New Orleans. It's like, of all the... I always think about this, I don't know why. It's like when my kids... Did you ever have a school project you had to go talk to your grandparents, and you would ask your grandparents about the big events of their life? Of their lives and like what it was.
I don't think so.
I did. I sat down with my grandma and I said, what was the biggest thing? And she said very clearly JFK. And I think obviously for us, it'll be 9/11. It'll be the pandemic. But man, how big Hurricane Katrina was. And again, we were in Cleveland, but like the amount of people displaced, the damage, the flooding, just all that stuff, man. Huh. Well, if we only would have known, this day, 1997, a little company was founded by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph. Do you know what company it was?
Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph?
1997. They founded this company. It started out in a venture that is no longer even what they do, but they're still massive in today's day and age.
97. Is that MySpace?
No, that was Tom from MySpace. Tom started MySpace. Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph.
Very familiar.
That's probably the name you would think of. And I'm pretty sure he sold out. He does other things now. Actually, wait, let me hit the Google on that.
Hit the Google on that?
Yeah.
Is that Google?
No, it's not Google. No.
What realm?
No, he's still the executive chairman of this company.
What realm of business is this?
If I gave it to you, you'd probably get it. It's in the media world. How about that?
Media world, yeah. No idea.
They started out with a novel idea.
It's not YouTube, is it?
No, that was after the Janet Jackson thing. That was in 2000. 1997, these guys sat down with a novel idea of, we'll ship DVDs to your house. You don't even know that's how this company started?
Oh, is that Netflix?
Netflix is correct.
Oh.
They would, you'd go on their website, you request the movie, they'd ship it to your house, they'd ship it back. That's how Netflix, and now they don't even do that anymore. Like now it's one of the biggest streaming platforms in the world. Netflix founded. What do you think their stock trades at right now?
I'll say 150.
It's $694 a share.
Wow.
Just over today, at 9:45 this morning, you could have bought it at 686, and now it's up to 693. Just updated, so it's up 10% today.
I have all my money in GameStop.
GameStop, you think it's coming back with that retro thing? Did you see that?
I don't know. I'm just kidding.
Actually, and again, this is why I think it's so crazy about like stocks and where it's at. 5 years ago, you could have bought Netflix stock at $294 a share. It peaked. I would say peaked. It actually tanked during 2022. It got down to $180 a share in 2022. And now it's back up to $694. I want to know, like, obviously it opened at nothing, right? Like you could have opened it at nothing. Can somebody find me that? Somebody find me that to like buy stock. Like, all right, let me do this. If you would have bought at its lowest $180 a share, let's say you bought 1,000 shares, $180,000. Okay. But now, so 180, and if I'd have sold that 1,000 shares at $694, that's $694,000 minus 180 or 180,000. You made $514,000. $514,000 over 2 years if you'd have just sold that and moved that on the Netflix side of things. But again, I wonder why it tanked in 2022. What was going on there? Hang on. I don't know. I mean, they just said they were getting into their own thing. Netflix originals, they announced that. If I would have just known in 2022 to buy the stock, I would have. This day, 1986, Joe Carter hit 3 home runs and 2 singles. Indians beat the Red Sox 7-3. Very happy birthday goes out to former Cleveland Brown, but he was a tormentor before that. Jamal Lewis, Chris Sims, Troy Hill, Demarius Randall, Noah Syndergaard, Michael Jackson, John McCain, and Richard Attenborough, all celebrating birthdays today. And people probably know Richard Attenborough from Jurassic Park. Go watch The Great Escape. Great war film with Richard Attenborough and a lot of other people in that one. All right, speaking of movies, 2 television shows and a movie that you're not going to get, but we'll start here.
We'll see about that.
All right, we start with a television show. This day, 2011.
Modern Family.
No, I see it incessantly on MTV now. I think it's the only thing they run on MTV anymore.
Ridiculous?
Yes. Why? Dude, you don't even know the prime of what MTV was. MTV is a shell. It's dead. There's nothing going on there. I don't even watch it. I scroll by. All it is ridiculousness all freaking day long. Then, like, maybe The Challenge or something like that. You don't know about Jersey Shore, Viva La Bam, Jackass. Like, all those shows are prime MTV, and now it's just nothing. All right. Another TV show came out this day, 2005. An American drama series with a man in a desperate situation to help out his brother who was sentenced for a crime he did not commit.
Prison Break.
That is correct.
Yes, that first season.
I've never
is
seen
prime.
it. Is it good?
First season of Prison Break is like 10 out of 10 television. One of the best shows you'll ever watch. Season 2 is okay. After that, it completely falls off.
Really? Lincoln Burrows, Michael Schofield. Burrows has been sent to a sentence for to death for a crime he didn't commit. Schofield devises an elaborate plan to help his brother escape. So what happens? I'm not going to watch it. Spoiler. Do they eventually get him out, or is it just?
Do you want me to spoil?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, I mean, it came out 2005. If you haven't seen it, plug your ears.
Plug your ears.
Yes. So he intentionally, Lincoln's the one who is sentenced to death for killing the vice president.
Okay.
Obviously, he didn't actually do it. He was set up. Michael robs a bank on purpose and purposely gets caught and sent to the same prison as his brother.
Okay, which would never happen.
And they don't know that they're brothers. Only they know they're brothers. They don't know they're brothers.
Okay.
And yeah, basically, he tattoos his whole back, which is the end scene of episode 1. His whole back, like you can't tell face value, but it's the blueprints of the whole entire prison.
Oh.
And everything happens. First season they escape, but like barely. And the season 2 is them on
they
the
just get caught again.
Season 2 is them on the run.
Okay. All right. I could maybe be in that.
It's amazing.
Yeah. All right. That's pretty interesting. All right, final one. The movie you're not going to get. This is a Disney film that came out this day, 1998.
How am I not going to get a Disney film?
I don't know. It's a little before your time, 1998. And it surrounds a young man torn between skating with his friends or skating with a professional team to help his family out for monetary reasons.
Skating with his friends or skating with a professional team? Oh, I know this. Goofy.
No.
No?
You're right, but it's not Goofy. And also, it's not skateboarding. It's inline skating.
What is inline skating?
Rollerblading? Yeah, rollerblading.
Is this animated?
No.
Well, maybe I won't get it.
I didn't think you would. This was a Disney Channel original movie, so it was like one that they just put on their, on their TV or whatever.
Oh, then maybe you're right. I won't get it.
Have you ever heard of a movie called Brink?
No.
Yeah, Brink. So they inline skate like he's on a team, and then whatever. For my generation, no Brink. So here's the Disney Channel original movies: Brink, Halloween Town, which is great, Johnny Tsunami, Horse Sense, which is a really kind of sad, terrible movie, to be honest with you. You know, it's like Disney, they made all these movies and they would just put them on, the Disney Channel. Never went to theaters. Jumping Ship was the sequel to Horse. No, not Horse. Oh, no, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of the movie Flash. You ever seen the movie Flash? Holy God. Lucas Black, who's in all the Fast and the Furious movies, Mike Winchell from Friday Night Lights. He plays this kid who his mother dies. His dad's got to go away like on a longshore ship to make money for the family. He leaves him with his grandmother. His grandmother dies. And then this kid gets on a horse to ride, like, I don't say across the country, but like ride thousands of miles to go meet his dad. Horse gets sick. He sells the horse. He steals him back. Terrible. You want to know why my generation's got so many problems? Go watch the movies that we had to watch as kids. Traumatic. Terrible. Awful. I don't know how I got on this with Brink, but Brink is where it was at. So there you go. All right, good stuff for us. You want to make any plays for tonight? What college games we got tonight? You want to make one?
Yeah, we can make some.
All right, here we go. Let's get our games for tonight. NC State, 24 ranked against Western Carolina, 32.5. Missouri, 11 seeded against Murray State, is a 48-point favorite tonight. Utah, 9 o'clock, ESPN, 12 ranked Utes, 38.5 over Southern Utah. Kansas, 45.5 over Lindenwood. Any of those wet your whistle for tonight?
I have no idea about any of those teams.
I don't know any of those teams either. I'll take Utah minus the 38.5. How about that? I don't know anything about Southern Utah, but I'll take Utah minus 38.5. All right, no Guardians tonight. We're off tomorrow. We don't have a show tomorrow. Ryan's got things to do, and just like literally Nick and Luke or Nick, Pat, everybody's got other things to do with the golf outing. So we'll take a long
tips, Matt. This is this isn't.
I need to make our bet for Saturday.
Oh yes, let's talk about that.
I'd say it's my thing. I don't know. I don't want to make you have to buy me something. So I don't want to do that. I'd like to do something like kind of what we're doing. There's no money involved. I'm just going to produce the show
When.
Yeah, I don't want to make. You're not going to buy me anything. I'm not making you buy me anything. It's not going to be a monetary thing. I can't even think of anything. I can't even. Okay. I got one. It is a monetary thing, but I'll keep it low for you.
Okay.
You got to buy me my coffee for a week. Okay. Wherever you stop to get your coffee, just grab me 1-2 for the week. How about that?
All right, dude.
All right, you like that?
I like that.
We'll do that. So our golf outing is on Saturday. Still have the openings available. BigPlay.com to get your foursome. We're there. What were you saying? Sorry.
I was just saying this isn't my first wedding I'm going to, but it's kind of like the first one where
you're an adult in it.
And I'm like, staying the night there at a hotel.
Do you need advice? Like, what are you?
Yeah, I don't know.
For? So what time is the wedding?
Are
you in the wedding?
No.
No. So you're not on the bus and all that kind of stuff?
No.
Are you going to the ceremony?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the guy whose bachelor party I was at.
Okay, nice.
In Putin Bay.
So is it a group of your friends?
Yes.
Okay, a big group of your friends. And now are a lot of them in the wedding?
No. Only
okay.
One or two.
Okay. So here's your clutch thing. Get with your boys now. Your thing is can you check into the hotel before the ceremony? Probably not.
No.
Do this. Go to the ceremony. The wedding has got to be close. I'm sorry. The reception has to be close to the hotel, right?
Yeah.
Here's what you do. Carpool. Start with the carpool. You and all your buddies go to the ceremony. Bring all your bags. Take one bag. You're guys. You don't need anything for one night out, okay? Put in the car. Drive to the hotel. As soon as the ceremony is done, go to the hotel. Drop all of your stuff off. Do not let the car leave the hotel. You Uber to a bar somewhere close to the venue, sit your asses there, then make it over for cocktail hour, and then you're good for the night. And then you just Uber back to the hotel. Now, one of the things that you will understand about the wedding, the after party is usually the most fun. It's going to be hard. Do not overserve yourself at the reception. Don't nobody want to be that asshole. Nobody out there. And again, have some cocktails, loosen up, dance, all that other kind of stuff, right? Don't lube yourself up there, okay? Once it ends, everybody just goes back to are you in the hotel with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay. You're golden. Go back to the hotel and find out what bar are we going to.
Okay.
And then you'll be out and you'll be with your buddies. You'll all be dressed up. It's cool. Like my wife and I, as soon as we got out, so we got married downtown. We stayed at Aloft and all we did was walk to the flats. So it's cool because you're walking, your wife's got, not you, you're in it, but like you're all dressed up. Everybody's like, oh, hey, yeah. You go to the bar, everybody's buying you drinks, having a good time. And then eventually you go back to your room.
Sounds good.
So that'll be clutch. I don't know. Do you have any other worries? I think it's pretty much it. It's all about the schedule. Go to the ceremony, go to the hotel, go to the bar, go to the reception, after party.
I just have to be careful. I can't get too messed up.
Well, because then we got a big match. Well, the problem is you're going to be out till 1 o'clock.
And then it's from
you're waking
from
up.
The hotel. Luckily, I'm going right from the hotel with my buddies in the foursome. They're all in the wedding.
So then drive
too.
together. Yeah.
I think it's like from the hotel to the Little Mountain. It's like an hour 15.
I got a twist for you to help you on this. Make one of your buddies drive and say, "Dude, I'm taking you to a golf outing."
Oh, they're yeah,
okay, good. Okay, I was to say, there's your twist. Tell them like, I ain't driving, man. I ain't driving. Yeah, you're golden then. And plus, even if you got back at 1 or 2, sleep till 9.
Yeah, I'll be good.
And then get up and go. You'll be fine. You'll be all good. All right, we'll see you Saturday at the golf outing. If you're going, we'll talk to you on Tuesday. Have a safe, awesome Labor Day weekend. And we'll talk to you on Tuesday. For Ryan Tyler, I'm Matt Fontana. As always, take it easy.